I will grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I also overcame and am sit down with my Father in his throne. Don't you want to be in this throne, in the midst of the throne? You're going to see the midst of the throne in chapter 4, the very next verse. He said, he that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith to the churches. If you have an ear, if you really want to hear, if you want salvation, if you want to be born again, come on. And if you don't, I don't have no lot with you. Then, after that I looked, chapter 4, verse 1. I looked, and behold, a door was opened in heaven. This is symbolic of the rapture, I believe. That he opened the door. He says, behold, a door was opened in heaven. God let him see what the rapture is going to be. You see the close of the church age, chapters 1 through 3. Symbolic, the last message to the Gentile churches. And it closes with chapter 3, verse 22. And now you see, in chapter 4, the church, the Gentile church in heaven. And in chapter 4, you will see them stay in heaven until God finished dealing with Israel in the last 7 years in chapters chapter 6 through chapter 11. Chapter 6 through chapter 11 is for the judgment of the earth and the deliverance of Israel. Now that's the high level overview. I never thought we'd get that far. He said, well, why didn't you get into more of chapter 1, chapter 2, 3, 4, 5? Because it's all the same thing. Letters to the churches. I'm going to let you get those. Because that's low-hanging fruit to me. In other words, those first 3 chapters are similar to epistles. They are letters to the churches saying, get it right, he's about to close it out. Get it right, first century through, 300 AD. 300 AD through 1100 AD. I'm just sort of throwing those numbers out because I don't have those accurate in my mind right now. But they're distinct periods, in the life of the church through the last 2100 years. You have those first 3 chapters are epistles to the last church. And then the 4th chapter, the church is in heaven. And going into the 5th chapter and 6th chapter, you have judgment taking place on earth to judge the world for their sins, the crimes against God and humanity. And we will get into what those judgments look like if you choose to join me another day and study. Tomorrow evening, if you want to get some more, you can get it. But this is where it becomes very angelic and it becomes very mysterious. But just like we already went through the tough parts. The tough part was discerning Daniel. 70 weeks, what was that? That was tough. The tough part is Ezekiel, what is he saying? God and me. Okay. Tough part is, who was Jesus talking to and what time frame is he talking about? Okay. Who are these letters to? And what does that mean concerning the last days events? It's closing out the Gentile age. And then chapter 4, what's all this stuff about? A throne and beasts and them carrying the throne and all this kind of stuff. What's that? And it gets easier from here. And that's your message. Hope you all enjoyed it as much as we did. God bless.